Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for our adoption webinar for hopeful adoptive parents. This is Lifetime Adoption, and we are a licensed child placing agency in the state of Florida, working with adoptive parents and birth moms all across the country. And we are happy to say that we have completed adoptions in every state. If you have specific questions about your adoption circumstances that you would like to discuss a little more in detail, our coordinators are available to help you. You can reach out, apply, APPLY, at lifetimeadoption.com, or just give us a call at 727-493-0933. My name is Kim King, and I'm here with Heather Featherston, and we're excited to answer the questions that are on your minds tonight. This is our Q&A, our question and answer session for hopeful adoptive parents. It's a quick fire session, and we really enjoy these because it gives us a chance to really engage with you and answer the questions that are on your minds. So let's go ahead and have you pop out your questions box, so that way you can say hello to us. So if you are able to access your questions box in the webinar, then type in hello so that we know you're here and that you can hear us and that everything is running smoothly. So we'll keep our eye out for those hellos. Hello there. And we have several questions already submitted in the registration. Hello, hello, hello there. Thank you for participating. That shows me that you also know where to put your comments and questions in. And as you have questions arise as you're listening, please put those questions in. Don't be shy with your questions, because if you are wondering, others are also wondering the same thing. So please feel free to ask those questions. Any topic is fair game. And if you are brand new to Lifetime and have not filled out your application on our site, it's at lifetimeadoption.com/apply. Our application is free and does not commit you to anything. So you're welcome to fill that out. We certainly have helped many families through the years that have filled out the application and are still kind of testing the waters, just want to kind of see what this is all about and see what the options are like. And that is the best way to fill out the application. And then from there, let us know your intentions. We certainly don't expect you to make any official decisions just by filling out that application. And of course, we have families that have been researching adoption and have read through our site, and they really like what they see. They feel aligned and apply, and they've chosen us already. So be sure to take that next step. It's at lifetimeadoption.com/apply. And if you are already a Lifetime family, we welcome you here. Thank you for joining us. And of course, as you know, you have your exclusive webinars that are stored in the membership site and that are provided by invitation twice a month to you, our contracted Lifetime families. If you have already scheduled your phone conference with your coordinator here at Lifetime because you're in the application process, you applied, you were invited to have a scheduled one-on-one phone conference or video conference with us, please be sure to review the materials we've provided. There are 2 videos and 2 handouts that will really help provide that framework and go a little more in detail so we can all be on the same page during our call together. But tonight is all about those current questions that are on your mind. So Heather, thank you for being here, and I'm excited to have our talk.
I'm happy to be here. I love these calls because they're live and they're quick fire, like you said. We try to get through as many questions as we can in 30 minutes, and let's jump in.
Yes. So Heather, someone wrote in and said, how do birth moms hear about Lifetime? And, how many birth moms do come to Lifetime each year?
I think it's probably good to start back nearly 40 years now when Marty Caldwell, Lifetime's founder, started Lifetime. It was really out of her own need and desire to adopt. She went to adopt through her local adoption agency, which was a state agency, and did a lot of foster care as well. And she was told that she really needed to be open to an older child, and that her husband was too old at 40 years old, and that she was too heavy at a size 16. And she was just brokenhearted and disheartened, and that wasn't, she had lost 7 pregnancies. They wanted a baby. And she had her own business. She was a woman who made things happen. So she started reading about a new thing at the time called open adoption and learned a little more and started just doing some networking, started reaching out, thinking, if there's families like us that are being told we don't have choices, maybe there's pregnant moms who are looking for an open adoption who are also not finding the help they need. So she just started doing local networking. Lo and behold, she started connecting with some pregnant moms who were interested in this new type of open adoption and were told by the same local agencies, no, we don't do that. That's not how you do things. She also started finding other families who had stories similar to hers. And that's really where Lifetime started, was reaching people to fill a need. And Lifetime started in a church, and that is really today a good reflection of um, how we still work today. A lot of the potential birth mothers that find Lifetime are through someone who knows Lifetime. It could be a medical professional, a counselor. They could have found us online, seeing information. Many birth parents find us referrals from other birth parents who have placed a child already with Lifetime. So it's really how birth mothers find us is we're found on social media. We're found all kinds of ways, and it really is built on that initial concept of trying to reach women where they are with the choices they want to have. It's funny. There are no shortage of adoption professionals, but they all are different and offer different things. At Lifetime, one of the things that's always been very important to us, and I'll say very important to me, is that birth mothers have those choices, the choices to choose the family. And in choosing a family, that means, what they look like, their race, their interests, their values, their beliefs. They can choose a family that lives near to them or far away. And many times, birth mothers want to choose a family in another state, someone they're not going to run into at the mall or the grocery store. Um, they can choose the type of contact they want, meaning it's not up to some, social worker or someone to say, no, you can only have this. No, we ask the birth mothers, what are you looking for, to ensure that what they're looking for matches what families are open to. So it really, like I say, there's no one way that birth mothers find Lifetime. It is through so many ways. I think the um, strongest strength. I don't know if that makes sense, but one of the greatest strengths and one of the greatest compliments Lifetime receives is that so many of the potential birth mothers we work with are indeed through personal networking, through a professional or through someone who has worked with Lifetime in the past. In terms of how many, I'm going to say potential birth mothers come to Lifetime each year, it's probably in the realm of, gosh,
Well, at
it's
any given time, because
right.
Heather, they're cycling in and out. So at
They
any
are.
given time, maybe 200 to 225 women
Yeah.
are actually engaging with Lifetime.
And it's
So
good
here
to
at Lifetime,
understand.
yeah.
Sorry, Kim. I was going to say it's good to understand
hmm
that women are calling looking for information. They're not calling to say, "Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's make a plan." They're calling for information and to learn about it. And as Kim said, they're cycling through all the time, getting the information and perhaps parenting, perhaps you know, making choices with their family, perhaps choosing adoption. It really, in fact, that's the question we're asked the most. What is the adoption process like by pregnant moms or moms parenting younger children? So it's good to know that it's not necessarily about well, here's one that called, so she's going to do it. It's very different than that. It's a different type of
hmm
process.
Right. So we receive inquiries, we're able to do full intakes, and then Heather, we also get those calls where it is a birth mom at a hospital needing
Bet.
a family right away.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And
Every month we receive those. Yep.
those are some of the more exciting calls because it is a very team oriented approach because we're all jumping in to help where needed and then making the call to the family who has everything done, who is home study ready, and they're getting the call that says, there was a baby born, the birth mother's chosen you. Are you ready to go? And it can happen at a moment's notice.
Hmm. Yes. And so, of course, here at Lifetime, we are not going to officially match you with a birth mom until she's at least 16 to 20 weeks. So there may be adoptions where she can, start looking at families in advance and start to talk with the family that she's most interested in and then solidify that match when she's at least 16 to 20 weeks. And then you have those months left to help, plan together and, make your travel plans. And then you'll sometimes get that sudden call. Some adoptive parents get that sudden call. And I would say we have at least a few of those every month.
Mhm.
Sometimes we've been up to like 6 in one month.
Right. Right.
Yes. So,
And this
and the phone can ring at any time. And our phone does ring at all hours.
Mhm.
That's, the beauty of Lifetime. And someone asked on the registration, what makes Lifetime different? Well, we have true 24/7 support. So when those hospitals call, they know they can reach us. We actually get test phone calls, people
Mhm.
testing to see if our number is actually answered, if it's still current. And, we're just here doing our thing, real life people answering our phone because that is just what we do and meeting those needs that are coming in on that line 24/7, even during the holidays.
Right. And Kim, that's a really good point because we just had a question asked: Does Lifetime have exclusive contracts with hospitals and doctors? And the answer is no. I don't think any facility would probably be open to that.
No,
Um,
right.
but
Hmm.
what's good to know that Kim was just mentioning is we are at Lifetime available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is one of the reasons why we are available and do receive those calls. I was talking to an agency in another state today, and I was informed that they are only in the office 4 days a week. And their answering machine says, please expect 24 hours for a reply. Well, they're not going to get those calls because there's nobody there, and that's what you do. You have to be available to answer the phone to get those calls for those last minute adoptions.
And through the years, that has strengthened those connections between Lifetime and those who are at hospitals, social workers, because they know when they call us, such a burden is lifted from them and the woman considering adoption.
Hmm.
Because if they've completed an adoption with Lifetime, like the professional, the social worker at the hospital, et cetera, if she or he has ever worked with Lifetime, they generally have a very positive reaction and review with Lifetime because one, they may have never seen an adoption happen like this where it's so loving and positive because it's private adoption. Our families are informed and educated. Our adoptive parents are actually hand selected for our program because we really aim to work with families that we can partner with and who understand that there's a whole other journey happening with birth mom in addition to their own personal journey into adoption. So when those social workers call us and then our family gets there by that night or the next morning, they're impressed. They
Hmm.
love the ease of working with Lifetime. And when you can make someone's life a little easier, they will call you back
Definitely.
instead of getting that voicemail and it's just a waste of their time.
Right. Right.
Definitely makes Lifetime different, as well as what Heather said, being founded by an adoptive mom,
Hmm.
and the way that we work nationwide too. Um, so Heather, what would you say as far as this question? What what is included in Lifetime's fee? Like, what's the support for birth moms like? What's the support for the adoptive family like?
Okay. Great.
So this came
Um,
from Kayla.
so support for
Hmm.
birth mothers, we provide, as we were just talking about, 24/7 access to a person, meaning that if a mom is just looking into adoption and maybe she has other kids, she's got her kids to bed, she can call anytime, day or night. Maybe she's already working with us, or maybe she's matched with a family. She can still call 24 hours a day or night. Maybe something's come up with the father of her baby, or anything. We are always available to her. We also help long before she's even matched with a family at times with helping her get stable. One of the things we often say here is that we don't want any mom to make a decision in crisis. If she hasn't eaten, if she hasn't had water, if she hasn't had rest, if she's panicking, we want to get her to a place. We may not get her to a place of comfort, but at least we can get some food in her belly. You know, maybe get her a good night's sleep, get her some clothes. Maybe we need to get her some maternity clothes, um, diapers for maybe one of our other kids. So we do try to help moms get to a little bit of stability so they can think through what they want to
Hmm.
consider. We provide counseling. We provide independent licensed counseling, which means they're getting decision making counseling from someone who is not a part of their adoption. So she can be completely independent. We also offer peer counseling, which is other moms who have done adoption who are available to talk and answer questions and be a friend to um, moms that are thinking about it. If there's legal issues that they need to speak with an attorney about, we will get on the phone with them with an attorney and be sure that they're getting that help. And then, of course, we will show them waiting families, facilitate conversations or emails, video calls, help them throughout the match and delivery process, and then continue to be there for them for a lifetime. Be there after the adoption. If they still need to reach out and talk, usually we don't hear a lot because Lifetime really is focused on open adoption, which means building a relationship with the adoptive parents. And once moms understand that there is somebody out there that cares about them too, not just the baby, that acceptance, that relief, it really helps kind of solidify the plan and the process. Now, for adoptive parents, one of the things Lifetime does best is education. In addition to having all the professional referrals you need, having a portal for you to upload your documents and provide the necessary signatures and copies of documents we need. We work to educate you on open adoption, what it looks like, what to expect, what are birth mothers like. We have live and recorded calls with actual birth mothers, with adoptive parents. So you're really getting that level of um, kind of expertise. You're really getting a course in being adoptive parents, because it isn't the same. It isn't the same as going to the hospital pregnant and coming home with a baby. It's very different, and it's not just different in how you get there. It's different how you live the rest of your life, how you talk about it, how you handle challenges with the child, with the birth parents. Most families, they don't find much in the way of challenges, but when they're prepared, you kind of know what you're looking for, what you're looking at, and you're just in a better place to make um, confident decisions. We provide help with your profile, your website, your video, uh, not just what to include, but what not to include. We offer you guidance. Do you have any photos like this? Maybe that would look better. Because what we really want to do is help you bring out what's different about you. Sometimes you can go to go to other adoption websites, look at waiting families, and it's pretty easy to tell if they provide a lot of help and guidance or not. If they don't, you will see statements like, "Oh, he's my rock." You know, she's the love of my life. Things that any family could say about each other. Lifetime really wants to help you bring out what makes you different and unique. And that could be hard to find when you're the one right there in it. But so many so many things, and also our help and guidance and feedback is based on current birth mothers we're working with, what they're telling us, what they're looking for, things that are important to them. We really develop and share that with you. We also, like I say, present families to birth parents, present them all kinds of ways. We definitely present them individually. We also show them online, promote our websites, promote our social media. It's very heavily trafficked. People are looking to it. We even have an app for adoption that features our waiting families. So those are, and I did mention the webinars, the education, but we have 2 live calls like this every month that are scheduled. There are adoption support. Often they're Q&A. Sometimes they're with a special guest. This last one was with an adoptive mom who just recently adopted. We'll have, like I say, adoption professionals, attorneys. We have any number of folks join us. And but really, it helps to know that we're here with you. Every family has a designated coordinator that they check in with, so she's available to you by email, by phone, by video chat, by text, to help guide you through it, help you find the resources you need. Um,
And Heather, everything that you've described is what strengthens and goes on behind the scenes as we build the adoption plan and build up to that moment where you as the adoptive parents receive that call that a birth mom is interested in you or has chosen you or needs you right away. And that's all before the adoption actually takes place. So these are
mhm,
extremely important steps and resources for you to take advantage of as a lifetime family that most other agencies don't offer. You're kind of on your own.
mhm,
They assume you know what you need to know, and they
right.
assume that when they call you, you'll be ready.
Mhm,
But that can just lead to a host of hiccups because you can't learn everything you need to know in a 15-minute conversation and then go to a hospital.
right.
That's just um,
Right.
you can't expect that. And then once you have the match in place, that is where we're, really going to take it from there to be the hub of your adoption.
Mhm,
So Lifetime is continuing. We don't just say, okay, you're matched, get an attorney, you're on your own.
mhm,
We're continuing to maintain that communication between you, the hospital, birth mom, and any of her relatives that are helping her with the adoption as well as the legal aspect of your adoption. So we're all in communication and we are the hub of your adoption. So we know what it takes and what steps need to be in place to orchestrate a smooth as possible, right? We're
mhm,
working with adoption and moving parts and labor and delivery and hospital policies and many other things that happen like weather throughout the
mhm.
country, like travel
Right.
and all kinds of things. There are so many moving parts, and it's nice to know there is one stable entity in your adoption, which is Lifetime, and the partnership that you have. So we are literally guiding you through each step of the way and providing you with that 24/7 support when you're traveling and you're in another state and going to a hospital you've never been to and not sure exactly what to do or how to field a certain question that you may be asked by a birth mom, we're providing you that 24/7 support. And we're really helping you to build a connection with the birth mom so that there is that ease when you
Mhm,
arrive, that you're familiar to each other. And there is often that unexpected connection, that feeling oftentimes, because birth mom chose you. You're all here for one amazing, miraculous, loving, blessed reason, which is to provide the best possible future for that baby.
mhm,
That's what she wants, and that's what you want. And in that, everyone's needs are met. So we're that hub guiding you and birth mom through that. Once you're matched again, we don't just leave you on your own. We try to, stay in touch throughout those weeks leading up to the birth with you and birth mom because we don't want birth mom to go weeks without being reached out to and you weeks without knowing is this still on, and then we kick into the 24/7 support when you're traveling and when she's in labor. So we
mhm,
guide you through everything.
mhm.
What ages are available for adopting, Heather?
At Lifetime, most of the children that are placed with us are newborn babies. We're primarily working with pregnant moms. That said, probably 6 or 8% of our adoption are children already born, and I would say by and large most are under the age of 3. Occasionally, we'll have one a little older than that, but yeah, most of ours are babies. Sometimes we do have a few that are a little older.
Yes, so we are the ideal fit for an adoptive family who is hoping to receive a newborn. And when you fill out your application, you're able to select the age range of child you're okay with. So if you go to the application, it's at lifetimeadoption.com/apply. You'll see it's going to ask for basic contact info. It should take about 15 minutes to complete. It is not a home study application, so we're not asking super invasive questions. It's more of a pre-screening to see if you have characteristics that we know we can be successful with and some of your basic preferences. So it's a really kind of effortless process to just answer those in a natural way. And you can select the age range that you're okay with, starting from newborn, and you can go all the way up to whatever age you're okay with, and then we'll see that and be able to kind of go into more detail as we screen through your application and see if we can explore further by scheduling a phone conference. And there were several adoptive parents or prospective adoptive parents in the pre-registration asking, how do we start the process,
Hmm.
and I would say that next step is your application. You don't have to worry right now about obtaining a completed home study. We're going to guide you through that, and based on what you share with us, we will let you know when to start your home study, because you don't want it to start too soon. It's time sensitive, but you don't want to drag your feet and miss opportunities. So your coordinator will guide you through when to begin that home study, and of course, when you begin your program, we'll help you with your profile, like Heather was saying, start presenting you to birth moms. And like Heather mentioned, we have referrals for everything you're going to need, from home study providers to legal professionals nationwide, because we've completed adoptions in every state. So you don't have to have that home study done first. I think people often wonder about that. On the application with Lifetime, you will see we'll ask a couple questions about your background, if there have been any arrests or anything like that, or if you have any illnesses that you are currently managing and what that looks like for you. Even though we are not judging you based on that, we want to know if there's anything in your history that perhaps a social worker may want to dig deeper into, so that we can guide you through what to expect with that. So filling out the application is super helpful. It allows you to get information about adopting, as well as to truly learn what your options are here at Lifetime. Since we work on an opening basis, we only offer to assist a family if we feel confident that we can actually help you.
Hmm.
So if you want to touch base with Lifetime, maybe ask some preliminary questions before you apply, I'd say that's pretty reasonable. Our FAQ section on our website is super well written and very thorough. We've added to it so many questions and answers over the years, so the FAQ is great. You can email me, Kim, at lifetimeadoption.com, with any specific questions that we didn't get to tonight. I can send you all our information as far as like what to expect financially and so forth. And we have some really great webinars that you can go to and listen to after this one concludes. Those are at adoptionwebinar.com. If you want to keep listening and you like programs like this, there are some really great ones there, including Modern Christian Adoption. If you're brand new to considering adoption and maybe you have some fears and apprehensions about it, maybe you have some beliefs about birth moms, you want to know more about what a birth mom is like in today's world, listen to Modern Christian Adoption, the webinar that Lifetime created, and we have it on adoptionwebinar.com. So again, if you're brand new to Lifetime, be sure to fill out your application. What you can expect is that we will provide you with a response within 1 to 5 business days, so that you can know what your next steps are and what your options are here at Lifetime. And thank you all for your questions and for being here with us. We know that every step you take and invest in learning about adoption is helping you build a great plan for the future and helping you bring your baby home. So thank you, Heather, for being here, and we hope
Happy.
you all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.